in Prospect. I'm also a science teacher at Connecticut High School, and we have our solar roof. And I'm very proud to say that on good days we produce almost a third of our own electricity off the roof. It's a good thing. But I'm not here to talk science. I'm here to talk community. Community means sharing. It means sharing responsibility, sharing the burdens, sharing the benefits of our society. Some towns have prisons. There's no prison in Prospect. Some towns have sewage treatment plants. Some have power plants. Some have cell phone towers. Landfills. We've all had to put up with construction noise and bridge repair, especially if you live near Waterbury. We all benefit from these things, and that means we all have to share the burden as well. Our community could take the first step towards wind energy, and I'd be really proud to be part of that community. I've heard a lot of people say that I don't live near the site, but I support people who do. Well, I don't live near Middletown, but I really felt for those people when that gas-powered plant exploded. I don't live anywhere near West Virginia, but I support the workers of Massey Energy who were buried alive when that coal mine collapsed. And I support the communities all around the Gulf of Mexico who had to deal with the oil spill and are still dealing with the fallout. I teach my students to think globally and act locally. This is something we can locally do. It's only a drop in the bucket, but it's a great start. Thank you.
James S. Cloud, to be followed by Mark J. Sapphire. Mr. Cloud?
Yes, sir.
Great. To be followed by Mark Sapphire.
Mr. Chairman, members of the City Committee, thank you very much for your time. I'm not from Prospect. To let you know, my name is James Cloud, C-L-A-U-D. I live at 72 Park Avenue in Bridgeport. I've been a resident of the state of Connecticut my entire life. Unlike some of the members of the citizens here of a quiet town like Prospect, I come from an industrial town. So I just want you to know that up front. So if I say I would welcome this in my town, it is a little different than your town. We already have power plants. We already have trash burners. We already have the noise and congestion of I-95.
Are you up by Sacred Heart?
I'm right down by the University of Bridgeport.
Okay.
So if I look east or west, I'm looking at a trash burner or a power plant.
Okay.
When people in the quiet towns in Connecticut have moved into 2,000 to 4,000 square foot homes, turn up the air conditioners in the summertime. The coal burner near my house, which can't be shut down because we need power in Connecticut, we have to find alternative means of power, has to burn more coal. Well, that coal out and that ash falls on my cars and my property, and I pay the price. So I live in a neighborhood where I'm affected by people who use power from out around the state. So I'm just asking that we all bear the burden of the society we live in today. And I keep always thinking, throughout my life, it's always come back to me, a little routine by the late George Carlin. And no, Mr. Chairman, I'm not going to go into those 7 words, because that's not the one I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the one where he goes with his New York accent, "Not in my backyard." And it was all about progress, and it's being inhibited by the attitude of "not in my backyard." Now, I've been there. I've been the person who said "not in my backyard." We have to weigh the goods for the many against what sacrifices some of us make. Like I said, every time power grid is in demand and that coal burner is firing up and burning out more coal, I pay part of that price. We all do in our health. Clean power is necessary. It's necessary for this country to go on. It's necessary for our health, for our future. Talk about stress. How about the stress of the many families who have sons and daughters overseas to help support our needs for fossil fuels? And those fossil fuels are only damaging our health and our environment. We have to sit back here at home and take a step we should have done when I was a young man. Because when OPEC started in the early 70s, and I was just in grade school, we were supposed to start making moves forward then. Here we've turned to the 21st century, and we're a decade into it. We need to step up to the plate and do something about our power grid that we need. When I was young, out of respect, I know there was a man here earlier who said he's lived in Prospect since 1967. Deepest respect for that man and what he had to say. But I'm sure in 1967 when he moved here, the homes were smaller, people didn't use central air conditioning, didn't have electric heat, you probably had an oil burner in your house and maybe a wood stove or a fireplace as a secondary form of heat. We've now gone to the point of instead of building little capes and I'm talking about the residential communities here. The industrial towns have already been built up. But as Connecticut has grown in the last few decades, we don't build little capes anymore. We don't build little ranches. We build big 3,000, 4,000 square foot homes. And that puts a demand on our power grid. So some of those people have to take it up to themselves and maybe institute clean power and share part of that burden. And I see it as a necessity. Now I'm an electrician, so one of the reasons I'm here is we need this in the state. I need it for my economy in the state as a citizen. I also need it as in for jobs. And Prospect is one of the zones where it's been said that there's proper wind and you can build a wind generating station. I'm here to just say I'm for it. I'm also for others, and I would welcome one in my own backyard. So I'm not considered a hypocrite by the folks at Prospect who don't want it. I would welcome one in my backyard. And my hat's off to the young people of Prospect who stepped up, and they are the next generation. And some of them want this because they see the need for green, clean power. Well, thank you, because my daughters do too. And we have to go into the future with clean power and sever our ties to the OPEC oil chain. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.